Mm. All right. Hello, everyone. This is, I think, our fourth post now. We're going to talk a little bit about what Bologna was like for myself. I'm going to just tell you guys a few stories like I have in the past, and I'll make sure you look at the photos. If you have any comments on the photos, or if you guys have any ideas of some of the other categories on my blog that I should explore, would be, let me know. Right now I've got the books one. I think I'm going to get an article one going as well, maybe a papers one, and we'll see where we go. Let me know if you have any suggestions as well. So I think I'll just start here, talk about what Bologna, Italy was like. So I think the first thing here, we stayed in a bookings.com apartment. So this is kind of like the first time we went out of the hostel kind of train and into bookings.com, and eventually Airbnb we started to use, which was, in our experience, was great. We didn't actually stay in any hostel locations in Italy because there was four of us, so it was pretty easy to find 2-bedroom places and be really immersed in the Italian culture. So we were about a 10-minute walk away from central Bologna in this little community by the bus station, and went to this famous, I don't know, famous tortellini restaurant the first day. You know, everything over there. Oh, we were the first this, we were the first that. I'm not too sure whether or not it's famous, but it was darn delicious food. And I don't think I have the place written down, but the tortellinis in Bologna, it's where the bolognese sauce by legend comes from. So obviously the food there was like amazing. I remember it was like 5 or 6, 7 euros for a plate, but it was the best pasta I've ever had in my entire life. I don't know if that was close to hungry, I hyped it up or whatever, but I definitely, the stereotypes or the assumptions about Italian food, I think, are very true. They have some world class food over there. I would say personally some of the best in the world. Top five that I've been to so far. I haven't been many places though, so we'll get there. And on the second day, Mitch and I went to an adventure to a small town where the Lamborghini Center and Museum was. So we I didn't realize this, but all the Lamborghinis are made in Italy, just outside of Bologna. They have a factory, and that's where literally all of Lamborghini's manufacturing comes from, and also that's where their museum is. So unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see any of the manufacturing things, but we did get a chance to see the museum and some of the older Lamborghinis, which were phenomenal. Like, I'll put some pictures up. You guys will not be disappointed. These cars, I mean, everything from like the Lamborghini Jeeps that the Saudi Arabia and Middle Eastern country, some of like the very, very wealthy countries have, I'm sure, these desert rally car kind of Lamborghinis. And then there's everything to like the boat racing, the super fast, cigarette boat engines, and just all sorts of high performance equipment, and it was quite impressive. And we found a small town just like where this manufacturing center is, and obviously everyone goes to see the manufacturing center. We actually got a chance to go into the town and walk around. We had some pizza with some people, like this small pizza shop in town. They were still open, and everything was closed actually that day. Or like most of the stuff was closed because they had this little festival that came in, carnival that came into town. So the kids were playing on the bouncy castles and the carnival roundabouts, and there was a band playing, lots of people drinking wine in the streets, just having some fun, and it was quite nice. And the pizza was absolutely phenomenal in this small pizza shop in this small town in Italy that we went to, where the Lamborghini Museum was called, and that was pretty impressive. And on the way back on the bus ride, because we took kind of like a Greyhound long haul bus to this town, and from this town, when we came back, we actually met an intern who was applying for the Lamborghini Museum to be an engineer there. He was applying for Lamborghini, Fiat, and Audi. Obviously, Audi out of the country there, but yeah, it was really cool. We got a chance to chat with him. It was the first time like Mitch and I got to meet someone traveling that wasn't with Lisa and Mitch, so kind of had a good chat with the guy just about like what it's like to live in Italy. He was talking about Milan and going to the expo, and he was actually from more of the Milan region, and he was talking to us about what it's like up there, and it was quite an exciting bus ride to meet these local people. And then, I think the stories are kind of go on. There's more here. What else is there? So was this. Uh, so we went also about 5 minutes from our house, or that we had the apartment we were staying in, was this massive square through a park where one day they threw a market that had like 400 plus stalls of just little trinkets. And I remember the girl said there was like some high quality fashion and that comes to the west coast and to North America that was like real, just like off sale, high quality clothing, which again brings that stereotype and the assumption that there is cheap, good quality clothing in Italy. Yes, there is, and everyone dresses to the nines because of it. Even the police officers are dressed in like very, very stylish uniforms, I would say. And that's where I got my Eco Birkenstock cork shoes, which I personally absolutely loved. And I also think Mitch got some knives. I got more things there, I'm sure. I just probably can't remember. And I remember we also just spent some time walking around the city that night. And we went and saw a fire street performer. And on the way home from that night, actually, this is kind of a story that I would have almost forgot about, and I shouldn't have. But we were walking through the park, and I don't know if we were actually going to get mugged or not, but there was definitely the vibes that that there was a very sketchy situation happening where we're walking through the park, and we're walking down this hill, and down the hill there's one guy who's kind of like looks like he's waiting for his dog to take a pee or whatever in the bush, and that's not happening. There's no dog there. He's just like kind of standing in the bush looking in the distance, and then kept going down about 50 meters, and there was another guy standing there on his cell phone, looking at us with this weird look. So we were kind of like, hey, what's going on? We kept going down this switchback, and we get to the bottom of the gate, or the bottom of the pathway where there's a gate, but in the daytime the gate's open, but at that time of night it was closed. And we look back, and these guys are both now moving downwards to the hill. I don't know if the one guy's meeting up with the other guy, or if they were both going to come down and like talk to us. And Mitch and I were like, girls up over. So we ended up jumping, kind of like climbing up onto the roof, like a very low roof, maybe only 10 feet off the ground, 12 feet off the ground, up onto the roof of the bus station from where it was, because it kind of sunk down, and then up over this fence. And we got home, and we looked back, and these guys were like, definitely had approached down and committed towards the gate. By the time we'd come across the fence and looked back, and I remember that just as a very interesting moment, because I've never had anything like that happen to me. I definitely jumped over a fence or two in my life, but I've never had to jump over a fence with that kind of suspense and who knows what's going to happen next, and uncertainty, insecurity, I would call it. It was quite an experience, I would say. And I think that's really, like, I think what I'll end on. I mean, there was some wine, definitely. We started to have all of the food in Bologna, and that was just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I could talk forever about it, so I think I'll talk about it a little bit more next time when we're in Tavernel, and that's where we really got to enjoy some really amazing wine and cheese and do some other really fun stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in, and again, we're just trying to get some content out there, just creating a foundation for what is the future to come, I would say. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys are all having a great day. Ciao. By the way, this is the media pool room. I guess I'll give you guys a little tour. I forgot about that, so we're doing every room of the house. So this is the pool room. There's darts. Got a games cabinet. The TV. A little bit of chess over there in the corner if you can't see it. And then you got the speakers up there just to bump a little bit of tunes. And my grandfather made this wonderful horse that you can actually ride as well. If you ever so think that it can't ride with an adult on it, it has withstanded the weight before, but it's getting old. So thank you guys for tuning in, and till next time.